Is it officially time to put Brock Purdy in the top 10? Is he elite? We're about to give our takes. Why don't you guys, if you're watching this, give us your take first. Put it in the comment section. Let us know what you think. And while you're down there, why don't you hit the like button too? But we put a lot of work into this. We think we're kind of funny sometimes. Give us a like.
Please, we need it.
We are dying for your like.
I need to
We'll do
feed my family, please.
We'll do anything for a like. If anyway,
5 likes.
I know, we're just wasting 15 seconds for you guys' time. Anyway, Brock Purdy top 10. Is he a top 10 quarterback? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no right now. I think he can get there, but I'm gonna say no right now. As we kind of talked about before, I'm more of a like let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's be a little patient. Let's hold on. I think he has. That's scary to say. I think he has the potential to get there. I think he doesn't have a whole lot of elite physical traits, but I think his mental processing power, the way he's able to see the field all at once, to know what the right answer is, to know, hey, it's time to get rid of this ball, or it's time, hey, this out's going to be open. He throws every pass with such anticipation that, I mean, if he keeps going on this way, they're already kind of starting. He's already starting to kind of get a little bit of a discussion into, is he going to be an elite? Is he going to be in the MVP conversation? Which I've seen a few people have that discussion now. So, I wouldn't put him there yet, but I definitely think it's fair to say he's in the top 15. I can't see 15 better quarterbacks than him right now. But B, let me. I'm obviously a little biased. I'm a 49ers fan. B, let me give your outside opinion on this.
Yeah, I think he is in the top 10 as of right now, and kind of for the same reason. I can't say. Well, maybe he's kind of on the border, like maybe 11, 12, but for sake of our argument, I'll put him top 10. The way he's playing right now, it's hard to pick 10 quarterbacks I'd rather have more. Like it's, you have Mahomes, you have Allen, you have Burrow, you have Jackson. Who am I missing? Tua, Herbert.
I think the fair question, if we're gonna look at it, is, would you take him or Dak? Would you take him or Cousins? Would you take him or Trevor Lawrence, as we're starting to get down to maybe more like the bottom? Yeah. Would you take him or Aaron Rodgers right now? If you're getting more to like the 7, 8, 9, 10 range.
Yeah, that's fair. Some of those names you listed, I'm iffy on. Like, I probably would take a Dak, but Kirk Cousins versus Purdy was a pretty good conversation, right?
Yeah.
I like Cousins too. So again, like he's kind of either he's not having me thinking. Maybe he's right outside the top 10 then, as my final answer. Maybe he's like 11th, 12th, maybe 10, 10.5. You know what I mean? 10.5. Maybe he's like right there. I think by season's end though, he will be. I think that he has no signs of slowing down. A lot of people say, QB or wins aren't QB stat, whatever, which I guess there is 10 other players on that offense plus the staff. So I guess you can't put all the weight on the quarterback position, but we all know quarterback is judged by the record. And sure, the 49ers team is stacked, but he does play a big role in them winning games and keeping the offense moving. He wins games. He wins ball games. And I can't count that against him, even if his talent around him is good. I mean, he gets the ball out of his hand quickly. He keeps the offense moving. They scored 30 points every game so far this season. I mean, it's tough to say it's just only because of the talent around him. It's part of him too. And again, he can read the field. He can his mental processing is up there. And he look at his lines. He's never has crazy numbers, but you saw this past Thursday, he threw for 300 yards. So he can easily throw for 300 yards if it's called upon him, but they have a strong running game. And again, I can't fault him for that. Sorry, it looks like you're about to say something, Emmett.
Yes, sorry. I was just looking up a little bit of information real quick. Yeah, and again, I know a lot of people are going to be screaming in our comment section, or they've been screaming on Twitter. Well, he's not a lead. He's Jimmy G 2.0. Oh, it's a scheme. It's this. It's that. And I want to clarify on some of that stuff and help elaborate and show why we're talking about him in this way. So, starting with the Jimmy G comparison, because that's the obvious. Jimmy G is a good quarterback. I know we don't like to say it, but he is a good quarterback. Jimmy G specializes in getting the ball out quickly in that 10 or less yard range, which it's fine, but sometimes it can cause an offense to go stagnant when you're not getting the yards of the act that you need. Defenses start creeping up more. You miss a throw and you don't feel comfortable challenging it further down the field. That's the problem with Jimmy G. It comes with the Jimmy G. He's never going to take a deep shot. He doesn't like taking the deep shot. And the intermediate routes, the 11 to 20 yard range, he's not great at. He's good. He's not great at. Brock Purdy is great. I think I saw a stat the other day. He's completed about 90% of his throws in that 10 to 20 yard range. 90% is a ridiculous number. That is higher than any other quarterback ever. I mean, 90% is what you expect to complete on screens, swing passes, short routes. Like, that's 90%. That's what you expect. Usually that intermediate range gets to about 50 to 60% range, and the deep shots are like, 20 to 40%. So the fact that he's completing what's supposed to be, layups at almost the 3-point line is insane to think about. So that's the Jimmy G comparison. As for the talent around him, all quarterbacks have talent around him. We don't knock Joe Burrow for having Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We don't knock, Jalen Hurts for having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We don't knock Patrick Mahomes for having, Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, and he had Tyreek Hill. We don't knock them for that. We kind of, almost praise them for it. Mm-hmm. So it's just the thing. He's in the situation he is. And for people saying that, well, Shanahan schemes him up. Yes, Shanahan is a great play caller. He's a great offensive schemer. He's great at what he does. He's not perfect, guys. Most of the time, it's not what Shanahan's doing. It's what Purdy's doing. When you see a guy run, like there's a play in the game Thursday where Debo is just by himself in the middle of the field. No one around. That's Shanahan. When you see that, that's Shanahan. Whenever you see a guy catch a ball and there's just no one around him, Shanahan did that. When you see a guy catching the ball with a dude draped on his back, that's Purdy. That's if you're just looking for a simplicity, not breaking down play by play because you don't want to know the analytics of everything. If you're just watching as like a casual person, that's how you can tell. When a dude's by himself, Shanahan. When a guy's surrounded by people and he still catches the ball, or Purdy throws a fucking dot like the one to Debo, that's Purdy. That's not Shanahan. And even I don't want to sit here and shit on Shanahan. I'm not trying to sit here and spread a wildfire. But Shanahan doesn't have the greatest passing concepts. Like, he's not always doing a great job with mixing complex routes that support or complement each other. Sometimes they're a little clunky. Sometimes you have two guys in the same area. Sometimes they're off script with like running choice routes. And that is on Shanahan. Or like last year, I think we talked about, I think this is before I had a podcast, we were just kind of talking, where Jimmy Garoppolo was getting in a bad position because it was no hot routes, and the hot route being like, hey, if we're getting blitzed, they're bringing more guys that we can cover. We have this hitch, we have this slant, we have this whatever route that we can get the ball to quick to protect our quarterback. And Shanahan was not working those into the offense. He wasn't building it in as a play design. He's gotten better about it this year, but that's kind of what we're talking about. So yes, Purdy is surrounded by great talent. He's got a great head coach. He doesn't have elite physical traits, but there's a lot of things that Purdy does do that helps protect sometimes a bad play call or a deficiency or whatever else. And just to further nail this point home with two last things. I'm sorry, I know I'm talking a lot here. The Giants blitzed the 49ers on almost 90% of their dropbacks. I think it was like 88.5% of the dropbacks. That is the most by far since Next Gen Stats started tracking that. It means they're bringing 5 or more. That's never happened. And he still put up 30 points. The second point about it is just from a casual fan experience as well. Just, so if you don't know all the intricacies of the plays, I want to keep it simple for people like that too, that don't want to be crazy about it. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch some Jimmy Garoppolo games, there's a lot of 3 and outs. There's times that they can't get past the 50. You're like, holy fuck, there's just nothing going on in this game. This is so boring, right? You don't really have that experience watching Brock Purdy. They're always moving the ball. They're always getting to the red zone. They're always getting first downs. There's rarely empty possessions where they come away with no points, no field goal, no nothing. It just doesn't happen as frequently, or it rarely happens at all. If you don't need to be a student of the game to see that and get, okay, it's a much more efficient offense than it was before.
Yeah, no,
So
I mean, you brought up a lot of great points, man, and I don't want to be a dead horse here, but I don't know how, even as a casual fan, right, when you are watching Purdy play, starting from last season and this point right now in this current season, I don't know how someone could say that he's not on the right track to be top 10. Like,
yeah,
when you watch him play, go watch. And again, if you're a casual fan and you want to get a more thorough breakdown on Purdy's play, go watch the QB School's breakdown of him. J2 O'Sullivan breaks down Purdy's film almost every single week. And the way he just throws with anticipation, the way he can process the field pre and post snap, the way he can put the ball on guys when they're draped on their back shoulder,
hmm
over the shoulder, whatever. That's top 10 talent. And even if you don't want to jump on the train right now, okay, you look at his stats, like, well, his stats are up there with some of the other quarterbacks. No, whatever. That's your own choice. But he's shown he can throw for 300 plus when it's called upon him to do so. And
yeah,
I think he's well on his way to being top 10, maybe even top 8 after this season. Just the way he's looking right now.
yeah. And just to give you like one quick play, and then we'll wrap up this segment because I know we're kind of dragging it out here. There was a play in the game against the Giants where, if you just casually watching, this is going to be more of a point for the student of the game kind of people, where he rolls right and he just throws the ball into the dirt. And you're like, that was fucking dumb. Like, if you look at the stats, it's 0 for 1. You're like, this guy stinks. What the fuck is he doing? But when you go back and watch it as a student of the game, like, you know what's going on a little bit, you can see that they brought pressure from the backside. And so that means that Purdy was hot. It means he had to get the ball out quick. You didn't have time to sit here and run around trying to make dudes miss and find. You're also in the goal line. There's a limited space. You have 15. I think they're on the 5. So you have like 15 yards, including the 10-yard end zone, to work with. Not a whole lot of time to sit here and try to make something happen. He rolls out, immediately sees George Kittle. He's trying to look for George Kittle on a 5-yard out. Right at the front of the end zone, you throw the ball to the front pylon. George gets 2 feet in. Touchdown, great. We've seen it a bunch of times. Rolls out right, knows he's hot, sees George slipped while coming out of his break. Slipped, all 4 hands to the ground, has to like try to get himself back up. Instead of waiting to see, like, oh, hey, is he going to get back up? What's going to happen? Can I still try to fit in here? He immediately throws right into the dirt. Says, nope, this isn't going to good. Throws right into the dirt. Doesn't try to force it to the corner right behind it. Doesn't try to look back and see, hey, maybe there's something over here. I can throw it across the field. The immediate process, the minute he saw it hit the ground, just dump it. Is a great play because you can't take a sack in the situation because then it could back up at a field goal range. It makes the next play call pretty much useless because now you're 3rd and goal from the 16. It's such a smart play, but it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. It doesn't show up in a highlight tape and go, well, what this? If he doesn't make that play, he takes a sack there instead, like Jimmy Garoppolo might have done. You're now further back in field goal range. 3rd and goal is useless. You might as well just run the ball and try to see what you can get and kick a field goal. It's plays like that separate him from the 15 and below. You know,
He's
the
just
Daniel
smart.
Jones where the Daniel Jones where he's trying to fit a ball somewhere he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Kind of a play.
Yeah. I love Brock. I think
yeah.
he's going to do great things. Not even this season, but for his entire career.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how it continues. But I don't want to put him in the top 10 yet, but I really am curious to see. He has my full intrigue on what's going on. It's the most fun I've had watching 49ers offense. It feels like forever. They're averaging 30 points a game with him, which is leading the league. Last year would have led the league, and over the full course of the season, I think it would lead the league. So, again, thank you for watching that segment. If you're here for just this one, we really appreciate it. Again, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Is Brock Purdy top 10? Can he be top 10, or is he getting too much hype already? Let us know in the comment section. Also, give us a subscribe and a like.